This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Tonight, shocking video showing 3 bullies brutally attacking a student at Perry Township schools.
And now administrators are moving forward with plans to expel the attackers, while the teenagers themselves could face more serious charges.
Perry Township schools police officers arrested the 3 teens this afternoon after the video clip started making the rounds. The video shows 3 teenagers taking turns lunging in and pummeling a student who had huddled into the corner of a restroom at Southport High School.
It's sickening. It's really sickening.
The bullies used their fists to rapidly punch the victim repeatedly. One even used a belt to whip the student. The bullies stopped only to pick up their falling pants and then would start back in again. One attacker runs back in from off screen to beat the teenager.
This boy could have lost his life.
We caught up with one mother who has children attending the same school who did not want her face shown or her name revealed.
Well, I was in tears. I was so mad. I just broke down in tears and called the school, made sure that they'd seen the video, and they said it's being taken care of.
She saw the clip and recognized one of the bullies in the video as someone who has picked on her own son.
Well, I've been to the high school 3 times over one of these boys that's in the video and reported him bullying my kid, and nothing has ever been done.
That's why she wants to remain anonymous to prevent retaliation against her child. Southport High School principal Brian Knight sent a letter to parents and the media following the student's arrest describing what happened. Knight says the expulsion process is underway. Those students who recorded the video and stood around doing nothing as a boy was viciously beaten will be facing consequences as well, according to the principal. Knight added, violent acts of this nature will not be tolerated. Now, the student who was attacked appeared to be talking to the bullies during the incident. It's unclear at this point the extent of his injuries.
And the mother we spoke with says she'd like to see more campus patrols and frequent checks of the boys' restrooms. She says fights happen there quite often. A 19-year-old man is accused of trying to kill his girlfriend by throwing her in front of a moving train. DeMaria Turner faces several charges, including attempted murder. An employee on the train told police it looked like the victim was hurled over her boyfriend's shoulder and into the path of the train at a crossing on West 23rd Street in Muncie. Investigators also say surveillance video shows Turner moving the 17-year-old girl in front of the train. She survived but suffered serious injuries. And several people are hurt after a crash involving a stolen car. It happened around 6 o'clock near 30th and Emerson after officers spotted the vehicle and tried to pull it over. Investigators say the driver ran a red light and collided with another car in the intersection. Police say the driver of the stolen car is in critical condition and 2 passengers suffered serious injuries. The driver of the other vehicle has minor injuries.
Police say these men tried and failed to steal weapons from a firearms store in Avon, but investigators are still asking for help in identifying the suspects. These are surveillance images from yesterday morning's break-in at Fort Liberty Firearms on U.S. Highway 36. Police say after getting in, the suspects discovered all the firearms were stored in a large safe that they couldn't unlock. But they stole other items and damaged the business. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
Who would want to destroy a playground? That's the question tonight after a fire at a popular park on the north side of Indianapolis. Leaders think the fire started late Tuesday at Holiday Park on Spring Mill Road near 64th Street. The toddler section of the playground is closed because of the damage, leaving neighbors, parents, and kids disappointed.
We were kind of surprised and unhappily shocked, especially when we heard it might be suspicious.
This is a long-standing park, so that's even more sad. There's a lot of nostalgia here.
The cause of the fire is under investigation. The rest of Holiday Park and other sections of the playground are still open to the public.
As temperatures drop and we get closer to winter, RTV6 is working for you. Tonight, a reminder that you can receive assistance and information through Connect to Help. The Crisis Hotline Center is available 24 hours a day to help people with almost any problem, including heating and shelter assistance. Now, instead of calling 211, call 317-926-HELP. Again, that's 317-926-HELP.
I've got your hourly Saturday forecast, and I've got my eye on Monday snow as an Arctic front generates some snow and record cold temperatures.
How has this school helped you realize that you can be a firefighter?
It's made me see clear.
Did you know black students in Indiana are twice as likely to be suspended in school than their white classmates? Next, what a local high school is doing to change that.
Let's go, Senator!
They got it down. It's Friday Football Frenzy. Week 12 sectional championships are on the line. I got to make sure everybody's in the shot. Yeah, Dave's home video coming up there on RTV6. Yeah!
RTV6 is working for you and getting results. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes weeks. In this case, it only took hours.
Tiffany Wessler contacted RTV6 after months of getting the runaround. She says she used just about every resource to get the damaged parking lot in front of her family business and a gaping hole on the corner repaired. Despite months of repeated calls to Comcast, the possible tripping hazard was never repaired. After Wessler called RTV6, I started asking questions, and almost immediately, Comcast responded, saying they'd look into the issue. By 4 o'clock, an assessor arrived at Wessler's to check out the damage.
And so I was like, are you here because Channel 6 has contacted you? Well, this is the first I've heard about it. I said, so really you're here because Channel 6 had to call you for you to do something about it.
Within the next hour, crews and equipment showed up to fill in that large hole.
Thank you. You're going to make me cry.
Only on RTV6 News.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Black students in Indiana are twice as likely to be suspended in school than their white peers and are 4 times as likely to get an out-of-school suspension. It's a problem that we first told you about on Good Morning Indiana and the news at 6. We've been talking all day on Facebook about it as well. And one of the things you told us is that schools need to look for new ways to help students of color.
And tonight, Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny takes you inside a high school that's taking a unique approach to address the problem.
On the west side near the White River sits a school that does things a little differently. This is Indianapolis Metropolitan High School, or Indy Met for short, home to 270 students. 92% of them are students of color, like Kirsten Manuel. She's whipping up smoothies as part of her job in the school's coffee shop, but her high school journey has been anything but smooth.
So I got in a lot of trouble, got in a lot of fights.
Kirsten was expelled from a public school district in which black students make up 68% of expulsions and only 40% of the student population.
The teachers really gave up on me. I have anger issues, so and not really be able to control them. I just popped off easily.
Nearly all of the students here have a barrier of some kind, including homelessness, teen pregnancy, or involvement in foster care or the criminal justice system. Most come as juniors or seniors.
The juniors on average have been to 2 other high schools before they get to us, and the seniors on average have been to 3 other high schools.
Principal Christina Lear says Indy Met helps students address things like anger and trauma. In this room, a staff member meets with students to talk about their feelings.
What we're trying to teach students is that you don't need to get in a fight, you don't need to yell at anyone. You can work it out together through communication skills. But communication skills are something you have to teach. It's not something that always comes naturally.
In this group, Kirsten is talking about a conflict that upset her.
I just feel like she was talking to my cousin a type of way. I didn't like it.
Another method is the peace path, where students talk about their conflict.
You posted something on Facebook that wasn't true, and that really made you upset.
And try to resolve it.
In the future, I think if you just come to Zoe, I think things will be okay. She'll be able to explain her side, what was going on.
Outside of each room sits a green chair where students can sit and catch their breath.
Have you ever used the green chair?
Yes. You didn't like what the teacher said, you can just sit out. So you can have a green chair pass, sit out 5 minutes, calm down, collect yourself, go back in.
Indy Met participated in a year-long training through the Positive School Discipline Institute. Since Indy Met started these restorative practices in 2017, they've reduced out-of-school suspensions by 51% and expulsions by 81%.
What does that say to you?
It says that it's working. It says that students want to learn, they want to graduate, they want to be successful, but sometimes they need extra supports and teaching to be able to do that.
Studies show Indiana students who get in trouble at school are more likely to become part of the criminal justice system. Indy Met wants to keep its students out of that system and on the path to graduation.
We want to make sure that our students are not having a disproportionate amount of interactions with police, and so we try to make sure that behaviors that we can handle at the school level, we handle at the school level.
But most schools are not taking the approach IndyMet does. Statewide data shows African American students make up 12% of the state student population, yet they comprise 26% of arrests on student property.
It's a huge problem.
Jane Henniger is the executive director of the ACLU of Indiana.
Many children of color attend under-resourced schools, and so that really sets those children up for failure.
Jane says investing in counselors, social workers, and other supports for students' mental health is key to addressing the racial disparities in school discipline.
That if we know that students of color are more likely to be disciplined, more harshly disciplined for the exact same behavior than white students, we need to own up to that and do something about it.
IndyMet is trying to do something about it by eliminating barriers for students, like providing free childcare to teenage parents. Kirsten Manuel dreams of becoming a firefighter and helping to save others the way IndyMet has saved her.
How has this school helped you realize that you can be a firefighter?
It's made me see clear. Like, I can actually be somebody. I can actually graduate. I can actually go to college. I can do anything I want to do if I know who I am.
Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And why are not more schools doing this? Well, for one, the training costs time and money, and it's a huge shift in mindset.
The Indiana State Department of Education has implemented a slew of changes to address racial disparities in discipline. Starting this school year, the state offers implicit bias and cultural competency training to any school that requests it. Schools like Marion, IPS, and Kokomo have already taken that training. However, it is not required. You can read about these changes in this story on the RTV6 app.
How about this for timing? Warmer temperatures in the weekend arrive at the same time. We make some progress. 40s tomorrow. 50s on Sunday. That's the last time you'll see temperatures in the 50s for quite a while. So I mentioned warming up a bit. Those of you running the Monumental Marathon will wait to get started with temperatures, in some cases a little below the 25-degree mark, but will progressively warm. It will be dry. The wind will increase as we go through the morning, though. It will be out of the south, 15 miles per hour, and I think during the afternoon begin to gust around 20. That is one of the factors leading to somewhat warmer temperatures tomorrow and setting us up for a warmer day on Sunday. Should be 56, 57 degrees this time of year. We're still well below that Saturday with a mixture of clouds and sunshine through the day. On Sunday, temperatures do make it into the 50s, 53 degrees. Clouds will increase the second half of the day. Already by Sunday night, though, we'll have to look to the northwest for that big temperature change, but it does not surface during the daylight hours. From 53, temperatures will fall quickly on Monday, falling from the upper 30s to the freezing mark in the afternoon, and then I think we'll stay below freezing right on through Thursday morning. As far as our snowfall potential, we're still dry with Sunday night. As we get to Monday morning, you begin to see the line of snow showers with the actual cold front of the very cold air sweeping into central Indiana. That'll drift to the south and east, and we may see light accumulating snowfall. Don't think it'll be a big deal, but temperatures cold enough that it would likely stick. 17 Tuesday morning, how about that? And then Wednesday morning, 14 degrees. 7-day planner as we look at the next 7 days. Coldest temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday. We do not make it out of the 20s for highs. We bounce back a bit on Thursday and Friday with temperatures back to around 40. That's a look at the weather. You've got a lot to hear about in sports.
From RTV6, this is Friday Football Frenzy.
Yes, it is. Last week, Brownsburg knocked off top-ranked Avon. Bulldogs at Zionsville for the sectional title tonight. Ben Easters, Isaiah Higgins. Brownsburg up 28-17 at the break. More from Easters in the third. Finds Luke Lacey. Got it down to the 4. But, hey, credit goes to Zionsville. The Eagles fight their way back into this thing, down 2 touchdowns. They outscore Brownsburg 27-6 down the stretch. Zionsville upsets Brownsburg 44-41. The Eagles will face Ben Davis in next Friday's regional. Wow, what a game. Good evening. Welcome to the winter edition of Friday Football Frenzy. Downright cold tonight. Kudos to the student sections, though, but all for a good cause, right? Sectional championships on the line. All 48 being decided tonight. That includes 6A Sectional 4, 5th-ranked Carmel, hosting Westfield tonight. First quarter, Carmel in the gold unis. A little T formation there. Dylan Downing, the senior, breaks the tackle, and then watch him just sneak in for the score. 10-yard touchdown, 7-0 Carmel. Into the quarter then, Christian Williams, why not? Let's let it rip. What a throw here. Catch wasn't bad either. 34-yard touchdown to Colton Parker. Make it 14-0 Greyhounds. Second quarter then. Just put your head down and run, son. Zach White, 35-yard score. Carmel advances 35-7. That's the state best. 31 state sectional titles in football. They get Homestead in the regionals next week. To Sectional 7, 7th-ranked Warren Central hosting Lawrence North, and all MIC sectional final. Love the Warren Helmets tonight. Second quarter. Pretty cut and dry, really, for Warren. Up the gut. Randy Wells, 1-yard score. Warren up 20-0. 2 short field goals, 2 short touchdowns as well. Biggest play right here. It's Wells again, and Wells is gone. 86-yard touchdown. Warren wins it 34-7, their 19th sectional championship. That takes us to Sectional 8, an embarrassment of riches for Center Grove, a chance at ending a drought for Franklin Central. And what a perfect pair to start Dave's home video. Yep, we're starting here in Center Grove. CG used to sectional championship games and sectionals as well. They've won 9 straight. Hard to tell. Hard to tell if the offense is huddled around just to, hear the coaches, or they're huddled around because that's where the Warriors are. They got Franklin Central tonight. Franklin Central hasn't won a sectional championship in 12 years. Yeah, Lance Scheib was the head coach last time FC won a sectional. Center Grove came out ready to roll. There's Eric Moore, 21st season and counting at CG. Opening drive, doing what Center Grove does best. Brandon Wheat across the goal line. 7-yard score. Trojans up 7-0. Ensuing Franklin Central drive, Max Baker with a hit on Tavion Jordan. Trey Clark with the recovery. And CG, just like that, back in business. Very next play, Taven Jackson, play action up top. Connor Delp snuck behind the defense. 42-yard touchdown, and just like that, it's 14-0 Center Grove. FC answered with a pick 6, but Center Grove, they had the answer all night. Down in front. Get that. I can't. There. Oh, it's Wheat again. Center Grove, big, 49-14, their 15th sectional championship. They get the rematch with Warren next Friday. That is the sound and the look of some warmth here. Hard to find in this 7:30 kick. 4A Sectional 23 championship is on the line as Mooresville takes on East Central. East Central undefeated. Had to make, though, the 2-hour drive over to get ready for this one. So that's why there's a 7:30 kick. But East Central going for their 5th straight sectional championship. Mooresville going for their first back-to-back sectional championships in some 15 years. But you know what? I don't care, though, how cold it is. It's not that bad when Mike Gillen, the head coach, legendary head coach, 5th in the all-time wins list, he's still got the shorts on. It's all good. Gotta love it. Maybe even been an umbrella in that drink. I don't know. Mooresville, the Dark Unions. What a call here. Play action. Kalijah Perry to Dom Oldham. 1-yard score. Mooresville takes a 14-7 lead in the second. We go to the 4th in. Same score. Here comes East Central. Devin Donaworth keeps it on the RPO. 9-yard score. Game tied at 14. Just 4 minutes left in regulation. Pioneers on a drive. Watch Perry here float it to Braden Evans, who does a great job to bring this in at the 26. That sets up Brock Bodell, 31 yards out, and that is the game winner. Mooresville advances 17-14, back-to-back sectional championships. They get Evansville Memorial in the regionals. Hard-pressed to find a better matchup than the one in 5A, a rematch of the sectional final from a year ago, won by Decatur Central, this time Cathedral getting the home game. Brad Brown has a story from the north side.
The Irish earned the game's opening score early for a 7-0 lead. Then it would be the longest play of the night that really seemed to maybe put this game away right away. Jake Langdon found the hole and headed to the sideline. A dynamite tightrope walk kept the tiptoes in bounds. The Hawks were unable to push him out or take him down. Langdon regained his footing, and 90 yards later, it was a 14-point Cathedral lead. A couple of possessions later, the same play turned up big again, this time with a different ball carrier. Dalen Hall getting the call this time, and he took off just as fast. 60 yards on this one, the Irish taking a 21-0 lead with that one. The Cathedral defense was strong in the first half as Decatur Central's talented offense was unable to come up with any significant gains. Cathedral would add another score in the second quarter. Langdon catching a short pass in the end zone this time. Cathedral's heading back to the regional. A 42-12 win for the 24th sectional championship in school history. Decatur Central's season ends with a 9-3 record.
All right, so the other half of that 5A regional had unbeaten New Pal hosting Franklin, and they had it figured out, New Pal, tonight. Gather around the fire, kids. Charlie Spiegel doing Charlie Spiegel things tonight. Second quarter up the middle and gone. 47-yard touchdown, 27-0. But Spiegel with a state record 10,000 career rushing yards. So wait, there's more. Next drive, Spiegel, big hole, and gone again. 41-yard touchdown, and now a state record 1,000 career points. New Pal advances 49-14, so it's New Pal and Cathedral next Friday night. One more. Back to Brad Brown, the story of Class 2A, Sectional 38.
Heritage Christian managed the only score of the first half for a 7-0 lead over Cecina. In the second quarter, special teams coming up big for HCS. The blocked punt, loose ball in the end zone. Finally, Ethan Lowry pouncing on it for 6. And the Eagles would extend their lead. They closed out the night with a score in the final 3 minutes. Max Milton going up top, and big 6'5" Harrison Eckel with the TD grab. Heritage Christian wins it 27-8. They move on to face defending 2A state champ Western Boone next week in the regional round. Brad Brown, Friday Football Frenzy.
Brad, thanks. Elsewhere tonight, Mount Vernon and Roncalli advance to face each other in 4A. How about the job Mike Kirshner has done at Mount Vernon? Chatard, Danville, they were both winners in 3A. Lutheran stays undefeated with a win over Park Tudor. What a night in sectional championships. Finally, to the Pacers, hosting the Pistons tonight. Frank Reich, good seats for the coach. Saw the Pacers play Detroit for the third time this season. Pacers trailed by 15 early. We'll give it a go, though. Domas Sabonis, Doug McDermott. Domas, he had 17 and 14. T.J. McConnell was the key tonight. The former Sixer, the season high 17 off the bench, was 8 of 10 from the field, also had 9 assists. Pacers win 112-106. Now a game above 500. They are at Orlando Sunday afternoon. The news at 11 continues after.
Going on now at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Tonight, Hiring Hoosiers wraps up a week-long look at industries that are actively recruiting more women. We first told you about Lift Pilot Academy's Females Who Fly initiative last month. The program recently hosted more than 50 girls for a leadership summit. They met airline executives, pilots, and flight students who are women, like Jacqueline Lux. Lux did not grow up dreaming of becoming a pilot, but after discovering her passion for flying last year, she's already earned her commercial license thanks to Lift Academy.
I really want to get my face out there just because that's one of the main reasons why people explore other careers, is because if they see somebody that is doing it, then they feel more inspired to pursue that career or pursue that job.
For more information about Lift Academy, go to hiringhoosiers.com. We will be right back.
RTV6 is working for you. Rise and shine. Saturday morning, we'll have a little sunshine, progressively warmer temperatures. It starts cold. I mean, there's no way around that. 44 for the afternoon high. We wait on Monday when temperatures dive again after hitting 53 Sunday.
Good luck to all the runners out there in the morning.
Bundle up.
Yes.
No, really. Good luck.
Really.
They're probably asleep
and
by
good
now.
Night.